What's up, nerds? Did you know that this scene should have blew up the whole Earth, let alone maybe the universe? I'm the captain. This is Nerd Talk. Let's run this down. Now, if you were unaware, there was a huge difference between the MCU hammer and the comic book hammer, between its origin of how it was built and also its power packed. So, to figure out why just the simple act of cracking it would take the Earth rather than just that field, we gotta dive into the difference between comic book hammer, MCU hammer. So let's start there with comic. What truly would be the main factor of taking apart the Earth would be what's in the core of the hammer. It's not a solid block like you saw in the movie Love and Thunder. It has to be hollow, which is a prison for the Temptress, a sentient storm that went across the universe and landed on Odin's doorstep one day. Odin fought this storm for days and eventually trapping it into a block of Uru that he got as a gift from the trolls. This Uru was not any ordinary Uru either. It was once a moon made of Uru, and it was cracked into a bunch of pieces by elder gods having a tissy fit. And then the trolls had this clump of Uru and gifted it to Odin for him to do as he pleased. And he pleased to use it as a prism for the storm, the Temptress. Thus then he said to the trolls, I want you to take this block that is now a prism for a sentient storm, and I want you to mold it into the hammer, Mjolnir, which they had to use the heat of a storm, or a dying star, my bad, and use the heat of that just to mold the Uru into the shape of a hammer at the God Forge. It was after that it was forged that he enchanted it with all of its amazing powers. And in the comics, it comes with even more powers that you see in the MCU. In the comic books, he's able to travel through time with the hammer. He's able to endure so many more blasts. He's able to absorb blasts. Unlike others, he's able to do something called the God Blast. Something we do not see in the MCU when it is needed. He's able to use speed unmatched beyond any of the MCU characters. I am not including X-Men because we do not see the X-Men. But the speed he exerts with the hammer is unmatched with the comics. He is also able to just regenerate like no other, not Wolverine, not Deadpool can match his regeneration. All of these unbelievable powers come from the enchantment. Whoever shall be worthy shall possess the power of Thor. And of course, I'm just saying the add-ons. He still has all of the thunder, the strength, and everything else you see in the MCU. These time travel, the speed, and everything else, these are just the add-ons they did not take from the comic books into the MCU. He just gets these add-ons in the comics. He still has the thunder, the lightning, everything else as well. So now you can see why I say that if Hela were even capable of cracking this as they claim she is, it would unleash the Temptress. And another name she's known by is the God Temptress, the storm of all storms. Something it took days. It took Odin days to even weaken enough to trap it. Not even kill it. He had to trap it. For her to unleash that, it would just decimate the planet. And if it didn't stop there, I'd be shocked. And while I'm on the note, how did Hela in the Hela break this. Comic book wise, the hammer was made for Thor and Thor alone. Odin made the hammer, put Thor through 17 days of trials to prove his worth for the hammer. Hela never could touch this, let alone break it. But again, comic book, MCU, I love them both. But sometimes MCU, they draw the short straw. I mean, you could have gave Thor so many more powers. And yet, here we are with a cracked hammer. Well, I'm the captain. This was Nerd Talk. Like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend.